Disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only and represents my personal experience as an enthusiast of the content. It does not intend to cause or imply harm and/or hurt to any individual, group, or community. The Godfather isn't just a movie, it's a cinematic masterpiece. As I mentioned in my spoiler-free review, this film was crafted with incredible dedication by everyone involved, making it an irreplaceable classic in film history. Before we dive in, just a quick reminder, this is a spoiler-heavy review. If you haven't watched the film yet, I highly recommend doing so first. If you're looking for a spoiler-free review, be sure to check out my previous video. Alright, let's begin. Right from the opening scene, the film establishes its power dynamic. The camera slowly zooms out from a close-up of Amerigo Bonasera, revealing Don Vito Corleone as he listens to a desperate plea for justice while sitting with a cat in his lap, exuding quiet dominance. Then we move outside to the grand wedding of Connie Corleone. We see Luca Brasi nervously practicing his speech before meeting Don Corleone. He wants to pay his respects and reaffirm his loyalty. Here's something interesting. Did you know that Lenny Montana, the actor who played Luca Brasi, actually had real-life connections to organized crime? He was a former bodyguard for the Colombo crime family. His nervousness during the scene, where he stumbles over his words while speaking to Don Corleone, was entirely genuine. Director Francis Ford Coppola recognized the raw authenticity and decided to keep it in the final cut, which made Luca Brasi's character feel even more unsettling. When Michael Corleone arrives at the wedding with his girlfriend Kay, he is portrayed as the respectable, law-abiding member of the Corleone family, the clean Corleone. He's a war hero, well-educated, and seemingly detached from the family's criminal activities.
That's my family, Kay. It's not me.
This line, strongly defended by screenwriter Mario Puzo and director Francis Ford Coppola, becomes one of the film's most significant, foreshadowing Michael's eventual transformation. Diane Keaton's performance as Kay is subtle, yet powerful. Her expressions perfectly capture the emotions of a woman struggling to process and understand a world completely foreign to her. We also see Fredo Corleone portrayed as the weakest and most emotionally fragile of the brothers. John Cazale, who was primarily a theater actor before this role, brought incredible depth to Fredo. His ability to convey inner turmoil through subtle facial expressions, body language, and vocal inflections made him a master of understated acting. The next day, Tom Hagen is sent to Hollywood to persuade film producer Jack Woltz to cast Johnny Fontaine in his new war movie. Robert Duvall's portrayal of Hagen is brilliant, calm, pragmatic, and highly professional, making him a stark contrast to the more emotional and volatile members of the Corleone family. Woltz arrogantly flaunts his wealth, including his prized racehorse, and refuses to comply with Hagen's request. The next morning, he wakes up to find the severed head of his beloved horse in his bed. An unforgettable and chilling scene. Then comes one of the film's most shocking moments. While casually buying fruit, Don Corleone notices suspicious movement and realizes something is wrong. He quickly moves toward his car, where Fredo is waiting with a gun, but it's too late. The Don is ambushed, and just like that, the big boss is down. It's a total shock. With Sonny now acting as the temporary Don, he orders Peter Clemenza and Rocco Lampone to execute Paulie Gatto, the bodyguard who betrayed them. After disposing of him, Clemenza casually delivers the now iconic line,
"Leave the gun. Take the cannoli."
This was actually an improvised addition by actor Richard Castellano. The original script only included, "Leave the gun." His spontaneous addition turned it into one of the film's most memorable lines. Michael's capability starts to show when he arrives at the hospital and finds his father completely unprotected. One of the most unforgettable moments is his quick thinking. He tells Enzo, the baker, to stand outside and act like a bodyguard to deceive their enemies, proving he can stay calm under pressure. Enzo is terrified, his hands shaking, but Michael realizes he himself remains steady. No matter how much he wants a normal life, he's still a Corleone. Not long after, Captain McCluskey storms into the hospital and punches Michael, breaking his jaw. Sterling Hayden perfectly embodies the arrogant, corrupt police captain who who secretly works for the Talia family. With his high-ranking position, he becomes a major obstacle for the Corleones. Luckily, Tom Hagen arrives just in time to get Michael to safety. In the morning, Sonny is absolutely furious. He's determined to take out Virgil Sollozzo, and his explosive temper is on full display when he clashes with Tom Hagen. James Caan's portrayal of Sonny Corleone, his raw energy, fiery temper, and commanding presence, makes him truly irreplaceable. To make Michael's broken jaw look painfully real, Al Pacino wore a foam latex facial appliance over his left cheek.
Wait a minute. I'm talking about a cop that's mixed up in drugs. I'm talking about a dishonest cop.
The restaurant assassination scene is a masterclass in tension. The casting of Al Lettieri as Sollozzo was spot on. He exudes intimidation, and the tension during his meeting with Michael is almost unbearable. Michael pauses for a moment before leaving the restroom, gathering himself. As he steps out, the camera lingers on his face, capturing his micro-expressions, a mix of fear, resolve, and the weight of the decision he's about to make. The music swells, his breathing subtly shifts, and the small movements of his eyes heighten the unbearable tension. Then, in this moment, Michael fully embraces the world he once rejected. Sonny successfully takes out Bruno Talia and sends Michael to Sicily and Fredo to Las Vegas for their safety. He is frustrated by the Talia family's next move, and the police crack down on their operations following McCluskey's death. Other mafia families also attack them, prompting Sonny to retaliate. When Sonny checks on Connie, he finds his beloved sister severely beaten by her husband, Carlo Rizzi. In a fit of rage, Sonny confronts Carlo and beats him up in the street. Many believe this event sparked Carlo's resentment, leading him to conspire with Barzini to trap Sonny. Interestingly, during filming, James Caan admitted he got carried away and actually hurt Gianni Russo, who played Carlo in real life. Michael is sent into exile in Sicily, where we see a different side of him, falling in love, getting married, seemingly embracing traditional values. In the story, however, Michael's happiness is short-lived. After Sonny's tragic death, more heartbreak follows when his wife, Apollonia, is killed. Michael's Sicilian dream shatters, and he returns home a changed man. Meanwhile, Don Corleone calls for peace among the mafia families. His speech is calm, yet authoritative, another legendary performance from Brando. After Don Vito's death, Michael officially takes over as Don Corleone. The other families underestimate him, but having learned from his father, Michael moves with calculated precision. Finally, we arrive at the most iconic scene, the baptism murders. A masterfully edited sequence, cross-cutting between Michael standing as Godfather at his nephew's baptism, while his enemies are assassinated one by one. Michael then confronts his brother-in-law, Carlo, about his betrayal. His calm yet menacing tone forces Carlo to confess. Soon after, Carlo is executed. Many say Michael is ruthless, but was he left with any other choice? Constanzia runs to her father's house, finds Michael, and breaks down in desperation, crying, yelling, and completely losing control. She knows Michael had Carlo killed, but she refuses to believe her husband betrayed the family and caused Sonny's death. Michael, however, remains calm. He simply hugs her and orders his men to call a doctor for her. Talia Shire delivers a powerful performance as Connie, portraying a deeply emotional and tragic character. At the beginning of the film, Connie is joyful, laughing and dancing at her wedding. Later, she becomes withdrawn and miserable due to Carlo's abuse. And in the end, after her father's death and Michael becoming the godfather of her child, she is left a devastated widow, crying over the loss of Carlo. Connie's life is a true emotional roller coaster, and Talia Shire captures it all with remarkable depth and realism. When Kay asks Michael if he had Carlo killed, he looks her in the eye and lies. As she watches his men kiss his hand and address him as Don Corleone, the door closes, separating Kay from the truth. Al Pacino's performance in The Godfather is nothing short of mesmerizing. His subtle yet powerful expression shifts perfectly capture the transformation of a man desperately trying to live a normal life, only to be dragged deeper into a world of violence and power. From the moment his father is shot, to his brother being betrayed, and his wife's tragic death, we see Michael Corleone change completely. Michael's story teaches us that sometimes we can't escape fate. He must take the blood crown to protect his family. The way The Godfather is filmed, with its heavy use of dark shadows, perfectly reflects Michael's transformation. This distinct visual style earned cinematographer Gordon Willis the nickname the Prince of Darkness. After the film became a massive hit, grossing $250 million worldwide and winning Best Picture at the Oscars, Coppola went from nearly being fired to becoming one of the most respected directors in Hollywood. Even after more than 50 years, The Godfather remains one of the greatest films ever made. But what do you think? Which scenes left the biggest impact on you? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.